Okay. And now we might as well go live to Facebook too, right? Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty. We are recording. Thank you, Allison. See, this is why we do this together. Okay. So maybe I'll do another little quick introduction again. Okay. I am Pamela, and we are hosting our first ever Nutrients for Neurodivergents Zoom call with my amazing friends. We have Mooney with the beautiful mermaid hair and Martha with the beautiful background, and our kind human leader and friend, Allison. So, first of all, a little bit about my story is I have been very sick from a very young age, failure to thrive baby, grew up into a teenager with a whole host of mental health problems, which was diagnosed as borderline personality pretty quickly, and a whole host of other things. Little did I know that a lot of girls with autism are actually diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. And so a lot of people bought into um, the the symptoms of borderline personality and believed that's who I was, and they couldn't see anything else. And so I was very self-destructive, and led me to a path of a lot of medications, a lot of suicide attempts, all the things. And I turned to food, and I weighed 305 pounds between food choices and medication. Can put a lot of weight on you too. And then I got desperate and had a gastric bypass surgery, which gave me a whole host of problems too. And then I turned to nutrition. So that led me on this beautiful path of amazing organic nutrition, superfoods from Purium, the transformation company. And I slowly got off all my medications, and I was actually diagnosed as autistic and ADHD instead of mentally ill, which was really a freeing diagnosis. And that's health transformation with this power shake. It's a safe food, and I never thought green food would be a safe food, because my safe food was like stuff out of a box, processed, easy. That's what this is. This is easy nutrition, unprocessed, easy nutrition. It's the same all of the time. And I make the same shake twice a day, and it's perfect. And Revive It All is my second favorite thing, because it helps keep my brain focused. And I used to have a lot of anger issues. I would punch walls. Um I would lots of holes in the wall in my house. I do all kinds of like anger towards myself. And this I take 3 times a day, and I know when I haven't had it, because I feel that anger well up. I don't even have road rage anymore, as long as I have my Revive It All on board. So that helps me keep that all in check. And now I would like to introduce my friend, Marty.
Hi, guys. Starting in this wellness journey, I was looking for protein. Okay. And I didn't understand, I didn't know what finding Purium was going to do for me, but I knew what it had done for Allison. And I watched her for 5 years and talking about her, yes, but let me talk about what I went through. A lot of similar things, like Pam, I had weight loss surgery due to a lot of up and down when it came to psych meds and being a foodie. I was close to 400 pounds at one time, and but you know, the roller coaster of psych meds, being um, labeled um, with having all sorts of different psych issues, and they couldn't make up their mind, but here, let's throw all these meds at you. And I am happy to say that trying the super aminos, this is a pre-digested protein. It's 99% net nitrogen utilization. So it's just literally straight to your body. And I take that twice a day, and it has helped with my hair growth, my nail growth. It's helped with my skin. And it has also been really, really great for my mind. Okay. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to be a brand partner. Okay. I decided upon that rather quickly, actually. And I started my ULT, and this comes in that, and also the apothecary. Now, what's really great about the apothecary is this is an anti-aging sleep support. And what is really great about it, guys, is it's packed with the highest dosage of vegan melatonin, which allows me to have some of the best sleep that I've ever had. And it also is something that I drink throughout the day because it helps with uric acid buildup, it helps with inflammation, and it helps me with my pain. Okay. So once I started the 90-day, it wasn't very long that I realized that I wasn't dealing with the anxiety issues that would be putting me in the hospital, that I wasn't dealing with the depression issues that would just leave me in a disassociative state for way too long. And, you know, it's like coming off of 2 to 3 different psych meds that I don't have to touch, you know, and I've been off of 3 different pain meds. I do take them PRN, which means as needed. But to have that in my life, to have that choice, and to have the realization of the diagnosis of being on the autistic spectrum, it's really freeing, guys. It's really freeing to have all these labels taken off of me. And there's something that I've decided in my life to add in with my ULT, and I don't have it in the package anymore, but this is my dark berry protein, and it has 12 nutrient dense dark berries and fruits in it, along with MCT and lion's mane mushroom, which all of these are really, really great for brain health. Okay. So not only, oh, I love dark berry protein, and the smell is just so delicious. But guys, having this nutrition in my life has helped me become more aware of who I am as a person. It's helped me be able to communicate better without the fear of being judged, because I was constantly had labels put on me. And I don't have that labels that I don't worry about being on the autistic spectrum, because I find it a gift. It's literally a gift. And having attention deficit disorder and being hyper, I find we are outside the box. I dance all over that son of a gun. But you know, having having the super aminos, having the proper nutrition, having that rest at night, being able to function and knowing my own boundaries, it really started with loving myself first and putting the proper nutrition in my body and putting my standards high enough to know and to stay consistent with this personal growth. Now, later on, Miss Al, she's going to talk about the business opportunity, but what it's done for me is given me a kind human company that I can work with, that I can ask questions, where I'm not judged, where I'm not handheld or anything, but I'm empowered. And I learn something new constantly. And if Al doesn't know, someone else knows, and nobody judges me or thinks less of me because I reach out for help.
Wow. Amazing share. Thank you, Marty, so much. Um, I I didn't share much on my transformation because I was all after after setting up the Zoom and the recording and everything. But you know what? I mean, there's nothing else I could do but this because, as you mentioned, there's so much help. Mooney and Allison and we all help each other. Like, did you record and figuring that out and everything? So we do this together is the beautiful thing. Mooney, would you like to share?
Hello, hello. Hi, my name is Mooney. I'm 45 years old. I'm living in Montreal, and I received so much diagnosis that I lost the count. So it's the same with all of us. And that kind of label, for some people, that is helpful. But for me, it was like so unhelpful, and it put me in the box. And for so many years, since 2011, I was put in the box of borderline disorder. And because of that, it was so hard to to exit that box, and I don't like boxes. So they put me, you're not supposed to give a medication for that. And they give me so much thing because I've like, being diagnosed with so many things, and with chronic depression and chronic anxiety. So I finished to I think that everything is on the market. I being a guinea pig for it. So because I have on so much medication, that medication make like so much like injury in my brain that I've some, I don't want to name some, but some like I was unable to speak, unable to think, and I have so much like thinking about suicide because I was like, okay, if I can have my brain like before, I don't want to live with that kind of brain. Um, so just for the benefits of tonight, so my diagnosis, I have AuDHD, Duance, severe chronic anxiety, or was the diagnosis, chronic inflammation, paranoia, chronic depression, IBS, celiac disease, and CPTSD. And I struggle on my life with self-acceptance and self-worth because the way people, we are strange for people. So, I didn't know because I'm born in 79, and in the 80s, it was like, the it was something that did not exist. So, so nobody understand, but they evaluate me with nuance early, but they don't really understand because a lot of things they think that it was nuance, it was like autism too. So when Purium came to my life, because it's not something I search, maybe I pray a lot, and they just came to my life because I was like it's like a soft tofu, but that is expired. Okay, I was such in pain, and like I was not good at that time. I was so lost. So when I start, I have nothing to lose, to try, and I look at all the transformation. I say yes, I say yes, yes, but not to program to myself, you know. And it was in yeah. um, yeah, so when I started the program of 90 days, in May 2024, it changed like everything for me. It literally helped me to come back to life. So for this, yay. And because I was not, I was lost. So it helped me to have like more energy, more mental clarity. That's changed everything because for me, it is like I was under the sea and what not with the right equipment, you know. So it helped me with confidence and self-acceptance and lower my anxiety because yeah, I'm still like healing my anxiety, but you don't know where I'm coming from. And like when before I was not able to be like in the front of, you know, when you do like oral presentation at school, it was a nightmare like until like university. Even in university, you need to do oral like presentation. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So yeah. And and finally, like the better transformation for me is to be to feeling um for the first time in my life better in my own skin because I always try to not feel myself, to numb myself. I have a lot of problem of like drug and alcohol and everything and sex and a lot of things to and food too to numb myself and to have like that comforting, you know, and because I didn't want to feel in my body because my body was so much in pain. And when we enter back in our body, is like all the emotion and everything. So program it was is a journey because at first people talk a lot about like body, but it's like you're gonna like feel so much thing and you're gonna feel all the spectrum, but you need to go through that to come back to yourself. So it's the journey to come back to myself. And I like that journey. It's not easy, but I really like it because we need to do it for ourselves. And I I like succeed to cleanse and detox so many things, are the harmful things from the medication and I recover my brain like before. It's like it's a fucking miracle. So for me, is that like everybody you're gonna speak with like the transformation is a miracle. And I always believe in the miracle. When I was in a group therapy, I just say to myself, I'm not like them because, you know, we put them in some group therapy that for borderline, and I was with real borderline, and they scare me. It was just, I'm not like that. Why I'm here? And I just know. And it's like a voice come to me, and I need to make change in my life to improve. So it's started in 2014. I changed my diet. I changed a lot of things, but nothing compares to what Purium, the product and everything gave me because is I started to be like plant-based in 2014. I start juicing, I start everything and like very strict diet. And I never recover like that. And so yeah, I wanted to talk about two products about the cleanse air. So the cleanser is come with the ULT is come with in the little capsule like this. So it's just food. You don't be afraid because you know that when you have like so much like pills in your life. So now I do a little kiss on all all the things come from program to just say to my brain, this is not medication for big pharma. This is food. This is like plant and flowers and mineral and everything. So yeah, so this is like for like parasite, because you know that parasite is like responsible for so many things, and I think is was one of the things I needed to do the most, that cleanse. And I'm on one right now, because for me you need to do it 1 or 2 times by year, because you know that they are everywhere. Even if we eat clean, we don't know. So, so when you clean your gut is because it's where the serotonin is produced the most. So you need serotonin, and it's help with lesser the inflammation, and inflammation is direct link with depression and anxiety. So they gave me a hard time because I unexplained have a weight loss of 40 pounds in like a couple of months. I was so afraid. Everybody was afraid. My doctor was afraid, but you know, in blood tests, nothing. Everything is fine, Mooney. Just go to your own. No, nothing is fine. I have so weird cravings. It's come from like, you know, that the parasite give you like image of things that they want you to eat. So I have like weird image that things I never like uh, like eat before, or like. And sometimes I have a loss of appetite for weeks. I didn't like eat. If like I opened my fridge, I was just like, yeah. So I have like nausea every time, and fatigue and pain everywhere, inside, outside. I was first constipated for the first time in my life for 1 month. So I became paranoid. I have like image and things in my head. It was not a good good time in my life, and I sleep 2 3 times by night. So I was so high on anxiety and like survival mode, and it's like is like a war inside of us. So, but they have a happy ending to that story, and because everything is in order now, and that everything that I mentioned is just not in my life. So yes, for that. And one of my another product, this is my chouchou, like we say in French. I don't know, it's a thing, you know, in English. So it's my one of my favorite product is the pineal clear. So it's one of my chouchou because I started the 4th month because I wanted really to do like the 90 days, like the way because I want to make the difference. But oh no, I recommend to start the 1st month with the pineal clear. I talk about it so much that people start to a bit annoyed, but I'm really happy about that product because it's changed so much. Like my mental clarity shifts so much, my sleep quality, because for me the tertiary, the apothecary was not enough for me. So when I start this, now I sleep like is really a good sleep. And because you take it with your apothecary at night and in the morning, but in the night, it helped me to less mental rumination. So we all know about mental rumination just before going to bed. So it helped me like calm and sleep well and have more energy. And you know that I have like no energy at all before starting. So now I need to like to rediscover what is it for money to have so much energy. Sometimes it's too much, you know. So I need to rediscover how to live that way. But I'm very happy. For me, like joy came back to my life, so it changed everything, and it helps too with inflammation. So, and inflammation in the brain, because it's labeled like super healthy brain and sleep function. And you know that inflammation is everywhere, is in the gut, because it's linked with the C protein reactive. But I think Alison gonna talk about it with the biomedic. And but you know, with we can have like inflammation in the brain. So this is why we have like brain fog and everything. So it's not helpful. So you really need to, like, everything is about information in life. So it's not, we don't have like disease. It's just like we have like so much inflammation that is not helpful for us. So it's like it's when I start, I don't like lose. I lost weight, but I lost the most is like inflammation. Now I'm in the 10 days. Cleansing is another thing, but I continue to work on my inflammation with other like great Purium product. But everyone I have or issue, I'm really sensitive about like the food I consume. So I know that if I persevere, I know people who like use Purium product who like after 1 or 2 years can reintroduce like one-on-one product that they was now they are able to eat. It was not able before. So this is for me is that I'm really have faith and I'm really I trust that someday I'm gonna be able to eat things that I can now because I'm just really sensitive. So that's it for my presentation and my transformation. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Mooney. And now we have Miss Allison to share a little bit about her health transformation. Then we're going to watch a little video. So, Allison, take it away, please.
Thank you so much. Thanks for organizing this, Pamela, and thanks for all your shares. It's so inspiring. So yeah, I was also really put through the ringer of the mental health system. My grandmother was actually a psychiatrist, a pediatric psychiatrist. So she was a very famous, high reputation. And she put me on Ritalin at 11. She loved me, but that's what they know to do. It's not because of, and so I was considered lucky that I was in the 90s. It was not very common. And so the fact that I was able to get on this drug and, they put me through also a lot of different labels. I was going through a lot of, because they didn't understand, why I couldn't just like follow just follow instructions, and my grades were struggling, and I struggled with a lot of things with academics, but it was really like what was going on in my head. And I was very creative and I was very artistic, and like Mooney said, those medications really affected my creativity, and I became very depressed, and actually was put on other things as well for my skin. I was put on Accutane and the birth control pill, other things that really affected my mental health. And then one after another, I was put on another medication after another, and I was really put through the ringer. Like I just felt so like I never fit in, and I was in so many different corporate environments that chewed me up and spit me out and left me so devastated. Like I knew I had a good heart. I knew I'm a creative person. I know there's something I am supposed to be doing in this world. And the sad part is I really wanted to help people, but school was so traumatizing for me that I couldn't go back to school to like become someone that would help people like myself. So I wanted to help people like me, because I felt whenever I was in therapies and stuff, they didn't understand how to talk. Like it was just, they didn't get me. And I just wanted to be that ally for kids like myself. And then Purium, so Purium, it feels like I manifested the whole thing, because it's just also what I had been dreaming of. But the gut, so yeah, I had been on 5 medications when Purium came into my life. I was taking medication for ADD, for depression, anxiety, for bipolar, for insomnia. And I quickly felt the benefits when I started this ultimate lifestyle transformation. Like I quickly felt the mental health, like just so much clarity come back into my life. And like you all were saying, just feeling connected in my body. And even in like I can feel myself. I actually became empowered to wean myself off of all my medications. It wasn't overnight, and I don't say that with like, you're going to get off your medications. That's not a claim we can make at all. But what this does is it really was so empowering. And so I had no choice but to share this. As I started to heal myself, I was just, it was so miraculous, this healing that I experienced. And like Mooney was saying, I was doing other things already before, like juicing and my diet. And thought I was doing everything right before, but I never felt well, not, you know, for 2 years before Purium, I was doing everything right. Cause for a long time, I was eating the standard American, you know, the kind of more, not as good because we didn't know as much. But when I started to, it was when I had children that I started to wake up to nutrition and doing better. And that's what led me to the ultimate lifestyle transformation. I started to go down the rabbit hole of understanding gut health and glyphosate. And I know we're going to see a little video, but really that, like, it was just so profound that I could sleep at night and I fell asleep without my medications. Like, it was just the first time I did that was I woke up and I felt like I could do anything. Like, it was like, oh my God, I was so dependent on these medications. Like, I never thought I could be without it. Okay, so I started my ultimate lifestyle transformation with a heavy metals detox as well with the fulvic zeolite. And I really recommend that to people who have been on medications, to be taking the fulvic zeolite with it. And Biomedic, of course, like that is what it's my flagship. It's the one probably, I mean, you have to do the whole program together. But if I was to just say every single person on the planet should be on Biomedic because it detoxes. Oh, there you go. You got it. Yeah. And it detoxes the glyphosate out of our bodies, which is so also just like a medication that's destroying our gut health. And it's just so profound because gut health is mental health. And so I started it got my confidence back, which is so also kind of you mentioned that too, Mooney, and it's like a hard thing to explain to people, but it just, you become you and you become like your inner child is like present and you love yourself again. And I think it's really, you know, so it boosted my confidence to a point where I can get out of my way and actually share about it to the world. So and this was part of the healing too, is the business, because the business gets us to step out of our comfort zone. And we really do need to be pushed out of our comfort zone in this really kind way, you know, not in a way that like the system, because that's not really pushing out of our comfort zone when we're doing things that don't make sense to us. But this made sense to me. And I was encouraged to go and share it and support it, which we don't get in the world. Like in any other profession, you just don't get that kind of a support. And I love that the business model incentivizes us to help each other. So there's nowhere else in like the corporate world, they kind of want to squash you so you don't get ahead because people are, you know, there's all this competition. But here it's so beautiful. Like I had people and I had to build my trust, right? We all had our trust shattered so many times. And so it was a real healing for me to trust again, to trust the people who were my mentors in this. And then to get to be a mentor is the most empowering thing. And so it's so healing, the business. It's almost as healing as the food itself, because I would say you know, both of them are the medicine. And the business has allowed me to help other people and Pamela and Marty and Mooney, and just to be able to share my story, which is so healing. It's opening our own, you know, to be able to share our story is healing and cathartic, and then to be able to inspire others to do the same. And so it's just, I've been able to free myself from ever having to work another job again. We can work on our own schedule, you know, prioritize our own priorities that are important to us, which is my mental health, which is why I do my yoga every day. And I'm able to prioritize that, which I wasn't ever able to do when I worked other jobs. And just the calmness of my nervous system to know that I get to choose who I work with, where I work, when I work, and to be able to just connect with the most incredible people on the planet here that we get to meet all over the world. And just to have that financial security, I'll tell you, is another level on our mental health as well. Because when we have our needs met and we're not stressing about putting, you know, about where we're like, how we're, especially if we have children, like if we can feed our family and if we can just go to do what we need to do for our mental health and for our physical health, this is true freedom, and this is true wealth, is freedom. So I'm just so excited that we're getting more and more people who are neurodivergent, who never fit in to any other boxes, to be able to have this vehicle to heal themselves, to have the empowerment, because no one gets healed by anyone. We can only heal ourselves. And I love that this box and I know it comes in a box, but this beautiful food is like a home healing toolbox for our own empowered healing. So we get to, choose between, and there's a lot of different products that we can look at, but it's all functional food for brain health, for healing ourselves. And it puts us back in the driver's seat of our life and our health. So thank you. I'm so grateful.
Wow, what a beautiful share. Thank you, Allison. Y'all gave such beautiful shares. So I'm going to see if I can get the video queued up here, if I remember how to do that. And I should have it. Yep, right here. Supposed to be right here. All right. Can everybody see that? Awesome.
Hello, my name is David Sandoval, and I'm excited to tell you about Purium's Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. The Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation is a life-changing experience that could have you looking, feeling, and performing noticeably better in as little as 30 days. It will also up-level your physical, mental, and emotional wellness. This program is based on the Purium lifestyle and our belief that the quality of the food you eat will ultimately equal the quality of the life that you live. The Purium lifestyle supports your body with organic foods that assist in releasing toxins that may harm it and ultimately aid in its repair. We believe that this lifestyle is the highest form of self-care and self-healing. On the ULT, you'll come to rely upon 4 amazing products that deliver protein, fruits, vegetables, as well as clinically proven gut support. You'll also experience our Super Cleansar to help you eliminate unwanted parasites that could be denying your body of the vital nutrients you provide it. Modern agricultural practices, coupled with our current lifestyle, have dramatically compromised our gut microbiome, also known as our second brain. Critical processes occur in the gut. It's where vital nutrients are absorbed and toxins are blocked. It's also where 75% of all neurotransmissions are created and where most of the happy hormone serotonin is produced. So if you've had a foggy brain, a bloated tummy, and are feeling a little bit blue, the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation might be just what you're looking for. Purium's Biomedic is the only product I know of that's been clinically proven in a preclinical trial to dramatically reduce toxic glyphosate. In fact, it can eliminate up to 74% in as little as 6 weeks. Biomedic was also shown to reduce C-reactive protein by as much as 75%. We believe that by taking Biomedic, you'll increase your body's ability to absorb nutrients and eliminate toxins. Next, I want to tell you about Purium's Power Shake. This delicious, nutritious shake will nourish your body with super slow-burning carbs that help stabilize blood glucose and an abundance of greens, superfoods, microgreens, and vegetable nutrients. It contains healthy fats that support balanced hormones and vegan protein. And you get all of this for about 150 calories a serving. Our next product focuses on providing deep sleep, free radical scavenging antioxidants, and support against inflammation. It's called Apothecary, and it may be the single most potent fruit on the face of the earth, and with an antioxidant equivalent that is far exceeding blueberries, with naturally occurring melatonin, deep red pigments, and an abundance of nutrients. It would be hard to argue with that. Deep sleep is critical to helping our body detoxify, to helping our body repair, and to improving mental health. Apothecary has been called an anti-aging tonic. Now, the final product in our first 4 is Super Amino 23, scientifically proven. It's a vegan, pre-digested protein coveted by endurance athletes, bodybuilders, and anyone interested in slowing the aging process. It assists in the creation of lean connective tissue and supports increased elasticity, which reduces the appearance of wrinkles and saggy skin. This is non-toxic to your liver and kidneys, unlike other proteins. When you take these 4 products consistently over time, you will begin to see results in as little as 10 days. We guarantee it. Once you're living the Purium lifestyle, once you're immersed in the ULT, you'll begin to see noticeable benefits. People will be asking you, what have you been doing? And you'll definitely notice the difference in the way you feel and in the mirror. The ultimate lifestyle transformation is like any journey. It starts with the packing, unpacking, settling in, and getting comfortable. You need to stay in a consistent rhythm. It's really up to you. You can make it easy by learning to take the products with you even when you're traveling. Because if you want all of the benefits of this lifestyle, this has to be your new normal. And consistency will be critical to your success. The first few days may be a little bit uncomfortable as your body adjusts to a new rhythm and a new level of nutrition. But it's important to stick with the plan. In conclusion, I want to remind you that over the course of this lifestyle transformation, you will begin to look, feel, and perform better than you have in years. You will also experience renewed confidence and appreciation for life. It will be noticed by the people around you, most importantly, by the way you feel and the way you feel when you look in the mirror. Please get back to the person who shared this video with you and ask them how you can get started.
I think one of the most important things to mention, Allison just reminded me, is that our founder, Dave, is neurodivergent as well. And I was, when I found that out, I was like, yeah, definitely in the right place. I sat on his couch in my unicorn onesie, as I say, the adults talked, and played catch with his little daughter, and nobody like blinked an eye. So we're just so accepted here. And when I think about where I came from, you know, in the business aspect, I was told I'll probably die by my own hand or end up institutionalized or spend the rest of my life suffering. And I'm not doing, I there's no way that those things would happen. I drove across the country twice last year on my own from southern Alberta, Canada, first to Arizona, and then the next time to California, and that would never happen before. So Purium has given my life back and so many other people's lives back, and this business is perfect, I think, when you're neurodivergent, because things I have learned that I'm not supposed to be able to do, like learning structure, learning how to, I don't know, organize my time, which I had to do for today, things like that. You're not supposed to be able to do that, but you can learn things. I can learn coping skills. I can learn all kinds of things when my brain is clear and when it's being fed amazing ingredients. And I never thought I would amount to nothing. I really didn't. And I love life. I love sharing this with others. I'm going to live a long, abundant life because of Purium. So I think, did everybody share a little bit about their business success? I think, Mooney, do you want to share a little business success? Allison and Marty
Oh,
already
it's
said.
amazing because like Alison say everything I wrote. But yeah, for the structure, like at first, like with the 90 days, it gave me so much structure. And when I work in like in in a typical work environment. I was really, really good with structure because they have like already structure that I learn and I always like improve. So it has so much resource. So some things I never um, like um, see in myself because of that. But uh, yeah, I'm just gonna go with the with what I wrote because no, if not, I'm gonna lose myself on another quest. Yeah, for me, it's everything about community. A lot of people with that kind of structure, of business structure, a lot of people what it's like is the community. And for me, like the Purium and the Carnuman tribe changed everything for my self-acceptance, like Alison say. Why? Because when I learned that Dave, the co-founder, was on the spectrum, and it was the first I saw video on YouTube, and after I was on a video of Alison and Jared on YouTube, it gave me so much confidence that okay, it's normal people. It's not like superstar and people that in that kind of business structure they have people or like too much. It's just like I'm never gonna reach that level. No, it's just normal people and people who struggle a lot. And when I learned about like the Dave that have um like I just forget the name. They have a foundation that for retreat for people on the spectrum. So that okay, that guy is like Tony Robbins, but of health, gut, and everything. He really cares, and people care. Yeah, in business, you want to do money to continue to distribute that and like amazing food, but at first they started this because they care. Like everybody care a lot, and for me, like so much people like us are imperiums. And when I started the calls and everything, it's like, oh my God, I'm not the only one there. We are a lot in the Canuman tribe. So, and I learned about the story and all our life. We try to fit in neurotypical like work environment, and nobody understand the way we think. And I was called to the office so many times because because I confront people like the way the things were, and no, that you don't confront your boss. They are not open-minded. They don't want people with initiative. They want doers. They don't want thinkers. So I was not in the right place. And I stayed there for 16 years and I've, I think, like 6 burnouts. And so for me to have an environment that can feel safe, they have more diversity because all people here and Chantel, we are different. It's not because we are neurodivergent, we are all the same. No, we're not copycats. We are all different. This is what I like. We have so much diversity and they have so much kindness and love and acceptance and help and support. If you need something, somebody gonna help you, gonna train you, like Puriums, and gonna help you in the tribe. People are gonna help you, and they know it's hard sometimes to learn that kind of thing. But they have hope. Like everybody, we learn in the way. So for me, it's a long journey, but I feel more and more secure to be my authentic, spicy self, And so yeah, after so many burnouts, I decided to start a business, like Alison. And but for me to be a solopreneur was so heavy on my shoulders, because all my life I was like in like normal job, okay, to just execute and execute. I was very good. And I thought, okay, I want to have a business, and I learned about business and everything, and I was good like to learn. But when I start to do it like alone, it was too hard on me because I was along with the structure, along with everything, and I end up in a burnout. So for me, I need both. I need community and I need liberty. And I need like a flexible schedule, and I always like pray to have like a remote job that can travel the world, that can live in a city, that can like to be nomad like every week, and the possibility to do things my way, because I think that we are super intelligent, and some people like judge us because we are like super fast for things and super slow for other things, and they push us, and say, no, don't push me. I want, we need to do things in our own rhythm, because we have like a rhythm by our own. So I need to do the things my way, and I cannot do that in a normal job. So for me, it's like, is why it's a miracle too for us, because we don't fit in normal job because they don't understand us, and it's okay. Maybe we don't like belong there because we have a place, a better place for us to be and to change the world, because we are so sensitive and so caring, and we feel people. So it's like our place is for changing the world. And yeah, so the business structure of Purim is the best of the two worlds for me, to have the liberty, but to have the community to go and to be understood and not judged. This is everything. I think I can talk to for everybody, but we have so being judged in our life to be the way we are, and I try so much all my life to change myself to fit in, but when it's our core personality, it's harmful to change ourselves. It's not like, oh yeah, I want to improve myself or to be better. No, it's a core personality. If you try to change it, to change that, it's so harmful. But you want to be loved, you want to be accepted, you want to belong, but you want so much to belong that it's harmful. So now I don't care to belong. I already belong where, now I belong somewhere. So you need to find your tribe, your place, and we all have a place in the world. It's just we didn't look at like in the right way. So now just know that there are places that you belong, and that all your beautiful gifts you're born with, we celebrate it in Purim. Yay!
Yay. Yes, we do. And to be honest, I've never had a lot of jobs. I spent most of my life in the psych ward. So I didn't really, I've never experienced a lot of jobs, but when I did have jobs, I really struggled. So we, Marty, did you have a little something to add?
You know, Mooney brought up a really wonderful, one of the four pillars of Purium, and that is community. And that can take on a lot of different pictures in people's minds of other communities that we've been a part of. But at the beginning of this community, there is Dave Sandoval and Amy Venner. And both of these individuals remain humble, remain meek. They still are open to growth. And if that doesn't speak to someone's sense of understanding, like if you got something to say, if you, I mean, these people, they are heart-led leaders, and they're constantly growing. Even from last year, it's like the way Dave carries himself now is different than the way he carried himself last year. Just like Pam carries herself differently, and Al carries herself differently, and Mooney's growing, and I'm growing. That is what community is about. Okay. The other three pillars is health, of course, environment, being conscious of the earth's health and being able to be a part of that is extremely important to me. And of course, like Al says, we are a transformation company, always growing. And that's when we made the decision to go into Terra packaging and use glass and Terra packaging. So therefore, we're helping Mother Earth. We are constantly learning about all sorts of new ideas about regenerative farming. And that just calls to me. And yes, there's wealth to be had when you share your gratefulness. Is like and just be your bubbly neurospicy self. It's like, who doesn't want to hyper focus on something that you're extremely grateful for? And being part of this community has helped me get through boundaries of being able to trust, being able to just be myself and be heard and seen. And being part of the Kind Human tribe has really allowed me to breathe, like really be okay with who I am inside, and to share that with everyone. A community here is key, guys. Thank you, Pam.
You're welcome. Thank you. Cool thing is about Amy and Dave is they live the lifestyle as well. So they don't just they don't just formulate it and stuff. They live it, and that's a beautiful thing that we just follow them. And so we have come to the top of the hour, and I want to thank Allison and Mooney and Martha for coming and sharing your stories, and for Micah for being our guest, and for all the people who watched on Facebook. There was I was checking out Facebook, there's people watching. So connect with the person who invited you here or sent this Zoom to you, and ask your questions, and maybe you want to get on right away. We have we're already after 7, so.
And don't forget to thank yourself, Pam. Thank you very much for that invitation. I don't have the opportunity to have a platform to give my story, and I know that when you invite me, it was like an exit of the comfort zone, and help thank you for all of us to invite us, because you see me. And I know that we all love each other's, and thank you to do that. And we need to be more and more, I think, presentation that way for the neurodivergent brother and sister there, because they need to know about about options. We have option. We don't need to suffer to suffer anymore. So thank you very much, Pam.
You're welcome. I never thought I'd be here doing stuff like this, but here we are. And I remember the first Zoom I hosted was my launch, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know how to land the plane, so to speak. And Allison came in and private messaged me on the little chat and said, well, would you like me to blah, blah, blah. So she helped me land the plane. So that's what we do here for each other. So it's a beautiful thing. So thank you everybody for coming, and thank you everybody for watching. And we are done.
Thank you.